What's up, YouTube? It's me again, Drew. We're back with another philosophy video. We're just gonna call it that. Before we start, I just want to say thank you to everyone that showed love to the video. I did not expect it to even get as many views as it did. I think it got like 50. Um, that's crazy. I didn't even expect like 20, honestly. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the people that reached out um, and told me that they support me. I appreciate it. That was awesome. It made me feel so good, just to be honest. And yeah, I just also want to thank Spice. If you don't know Spice, he's fucking awesome. He's an amazing person. My chair's still squeaky, sorry, but Spice is so cool. That dude, he reposted my video. I got my inspiration to do this from him. Um, Honestly, like one of the most real people on like the internet, I think personally. So I appreciate that. I'm so fucking humbled. That guy's awesome, and he helped me. So thank you, Spice. I appreciate you, bro. Um, but yeah, without further ado, let's get into the topic. The topic today is solitude or being alone. Now, this topic might hit kind of deep the people that relate to it. I think being able to be alone is such an underrated ability or like trait. Maybe not trait, ability. We'll say ability. The ability to be able to be comfortable being alone is pretty overpowered. Now, the fact that I'm calling it overpowered is like weird, but it honestly is like it's such a game changer with like pretty much most aspects of life in my opinion. Like me personally, I have really explored being by myself over the last year. I'd say maybe a little over a year, maybe 2 years. Like it's kind of mixed in. Sometimes it's like not there. Sometimes I just kind of like isolate. Now, obviously, there's that difference between being alone and loneliness. Loneliness is when you're craving external relationship or like external validation, I guess. Um, Not really though. I mean, being lonely, kind of just like you want to. Most people are lonely when they can't make friends very well or can't get into a relationship. In my view, that's kind of my view of loneliness. You can view it another way. I mean, people in relationships and friendships still are lonely. Like you can still feel loneliness, obviously, but I think loneliness comes from a lack of self love, and I feel like that's pretty base level knowledge of like loneliness to me. It's just like not having that void filled, and I've experienced that over and over. I mean, everybody has, whether they tell you or not. I think every single person has gone through a period of loneliness at least once in their life, whether it was a child or they're older now, and like things change. Especially like high school, like my personal experience is I was always in sports, so you're always surrounded by a team, always other people. Like I played basketball, football. I did track, so even like during the springtime, I had like a team. But I also played summer basketball, football. Like you're surrounded by people. You're always like so throughout high school, I was always surrounded by someone. I may not have been in like a relationship, but I always had like a team culture around me, from like sixth to like senior year of like sixth grade to senior year. So I didn't really experience loneliness until after My first breakup after high school. That's when I really, really experienced it, like fully, like full on. And I had like my family around me, but you just there's always that like loneliness still there. Like when it comes to like ending a relationship, people are just really afraid to be alone. So a lot of people stick in relationships that are bad for them, or they are with people that are like even friendships too. People will stick in friendships that are bad for them because they would rather do that than be by themselves. Now, if you do that, okay, it's okay to be around people like, but there's also a balance of being able to live with yourself, to love yourself. If you are able to master like solitude, then like you that's a different kind of self-love. That's a self-love that like nobody can really take from you. See, my like when I first kind of like embraced it was last fall, I'd say, mostly. That's when I really started getting to the gym, like actually like I mean I would always work out, but I was never fully locked in, I guess you could say. I started going to the like I just I didn't strive to be alone. I just chose to do a lot of things by myself. So I would go to the gym by myself. I would go shopping by myself. I would go on drives, go on walks. That's when I started going on walks, and that was like awesome. I mean, I'd go on walks with my friends and stuff, just to talk. But like doing a lot of things alone kind of just like made you more confident. Like it just build this sense of it like being an individual. You could literally just like walk outside by yourself and just be all right. Like just be okay being by yourself. Now, when I was not like be okay with being by yourself, like my sorry, if I was not okay with being by myself, um, it I could really tell the difference because I would be so scared. I'd be so scared to go outside. I like when I had a really rough time, um, like my second semester in college, I was like terrified. I was like terrified to even walk by other people. Like I was so self-conscious. I was so not like interact. Like I had friends in college and I had friends like from high school that I still like hung out with and talked to cuz I wasn't too far away. But it was just like I was so afraid to like just do anything. Like I was afraid to walk to the dining hall because I like every time someone would look at me, I would just be like they're looking at me like I'm like I'm a weirdo. Like I'm a like, you know? And that was super like hard to deal with and like I feel like everyone kind of has a phase where they're they really just don't want to talk to anyone for a certain period of time, whether like because they're sad or just because they're angry or things like that. And that's okay. Like we're all gonna have loneliness. It's just gonna be there no matter what. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not, whether you have like whether you're with like even like with friends, you could be out and having like there'd be like a good time going on, and you're standing there in the crowd or you're standing there with your friends and you're like, man, why does it feel like I'm by myself? And that's loneliness, and that's completely fine to feel. That's just a human like emotion. But I think just being able to take time to work on your insecurities, I guess. Not really insecurities, more like working on your skills, like your just inner like the working on just loving yourself because you to be by yourself, to be able to be okay with being by yourself, you have to be comfortable in your own skin. Like, I know it's cliche to say, but it's so true. Like, I today literally was like, I went to the gym with my friends, and that was super fun. We had a great workout, and but before that, I spent all day just chilling in my house. I had my day off. I went on a couple walks by myself, and I've just kind of chilled, and I was completely alone. Like, I'd like, kind of chill, watch YouTube, play video games, but like I was by myself, and I wasn't lonely. I wasn't craving really anyone, any social interaction or anything. I mean, with my job, I literally talk to people all the time, so sometimes you just want to be by yourself, and you know, don't if you are ever okay with yourself, don't isolate. Like, don't completely break off from society, because you have to have a balance. And that balance is being okay with being by yourself, and, having connections, having loved ones, because they're both important. And I think being alone really strengthens bonds with loved ones. Like, when you are able to work on your inner self, work on your inner, just like the problems that you don't like about yourself, if you're able to like fix those or like solve them, you're just gonna become a way more personable. Like, if that makes sense, way more sociable, because people are gonna like see that, hey, this guy has some cool things to himself, and he really knows what he's saying and what he's doing, and I like people are gonna think you're really cool. I think people don't think I'm cool, but that's okay. I think people would think you're cool, because if you're able to be by yourself, do things by yourself, do your hobbies, like hooping or working on vehicles. I said this in the last video, but if you're just like able to do those hobbies and do those things you love by yourself, improve them, and like be able to like, it gives you something to talk about too, and that's really cool also. And I think people should explore that. It's an underexplored thing, and people need to. I think more people should try to connect with their inner self. Now, a lot of people, I think, view like being alone as like antisocial or introvert. Now, I'd consider myself an introvert, but I do really enjoy talking to people. I do really like having conversations and learning like how people think, or like how someone goes about their day, or like just, like how people like cool things about people. I love talking to people. I love figuring out what people like, what people enjoy doing. But I also really like when people leave me alone. Now, I would never like tell someone to leave me alone, because, I enjoy people. But at the same time, I really do try to savor my time by myself and really like take it all in. And I think people confuse that with like depression and like, you know, but like it's not like that. For example, um, my last semester of college, I was talking to my mom about how like it wasn't working. I wasn't like a fan. I just wasn't really doing school like at all, and it wasn't because I was sad or anything. I just didn't really like school, and I was talking to my mom about moving, like where I could move to a place by myself, and my mom was really concerned. She was like you're gonna be alone, and that really concerns me. Now, I would have moved with like my dog, so I wasn't really technically meant alone. But I think people just assume like that you are really sad when you're alone, but that's just not the case. I just love the idea. Like, do you ever just think about moving to a beach, a secluded beach? Nah, it's a Jujutsu Kaisen quote. Like living on a Jujutsu, like a secluded beach and reading books and just like enjoying yourself and enjoying the waves and stuff. That's kind of how I see it. Is I see being alone as like a paradise almost, because if you love yourself, you're hanging out with someone you love. It's that simple. You're hanging out with someone you enjoy being around. You like, like being alone is essentially just like learning to love yourself. And I think people don't explore that enough. And I think people kind of fill the void with not healthy social activities. Now, there's a lot of people that do healthy social activities, but most people that are like really lonely try to hook up or try to like go out, try to use external substances and things like that. And I think people just really try to avoid it. People try to avoid being alone, but I think if more people embraced it, dude, we'd live in such a better society. Like, people that are alone are usually the most interesting people because, I mean, I'm not interesting. I'm just being humble. But there's so many people that like one of my best friends, like, you know, I'm not gonna say his name, but I think he's so cool because he's able to just do these he's able to he has like motorcycles, and he has like his own house and stuff, and he has a girlfriend, but he does, there's a lot of things he does like by himself, and I just think that's so cool. I think that's so amazing. And I just really think the coolest people are the people that are not like other people. And I think that's so cool that they can do like all these things without worrying about someone else being there. Like me personally, I can go to the gym by myself any day of the week, all the time, because I just love just turning off my brain, putting on headphones, and just going to work, or like going for a walk by myself, just turn on my headphones, looking at the sun and stuff, and just like enjoying nature. And I think that's so huge, so cool. But yeah, I think that's just my take on the idea of like being alone. Now, if you're lonely, I think you should take this opportunity to like embrace it. Embrace that you are by yourself, and you are the only person that can bring you out of it. Like nobody's gonna save you. I mean, it's kind of like your obligation and your just your duty to be there for yourself, because no one else will. Like your family's gonna love you, your friends are gonna love you, your significant other might love you, but if you don't love you, like, it just makes it that much harder. And I think people don't realize that. And I feel like it's talked about all the time, but people still just like neglect it. And even I struggle with it. I struggle with loneliness sometimes too, and I'm perfectly fine with it because I can bounce back, and I can just like be able to do hobbies or do healthy activities, like, I don't know, something productive, like working or working out or making videos, or just things like that, things like that. But like, obviously don't isolate yourself to the point where you are just like, oh, I can't talk to you, I can't, because I need to focus on myself. Like, be open, have an open mind, be able to let people help, be able to help yourself, and life will be so much better. I'm telling you, like, life will be extremely more enjoyable if you are able to have your own thing. Now, personally, I struggle with being alone too much, to the point where like I'm lazy to hang out with people. But I do love a good time. I love my friends, I love my family, and but I also just, I love me. And I don't think anyone can take that away from me, and I am very confident about that. So, that being said, that's all I gotta say on this Drewlosophy episode. If you watched all the way through, thank you. And once again, just like, thank you guys for the last video, like, giving it the amount of love it did. I appreciate it so much. Like, it genuinely made my day to see all the positivity come from it. And people like repost on TikTok and all that stuff. It just genuinely warmed my heart, and I am beyond grateful. No matter how many people enjoy it, I am just so happy that I was able to talk about something I'm passionate about and be able to get the positive feedback I did. So, thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching this. I'm gonna keep making more for sure. So, thank you guys. See you later.